a survey conducted by the public opinion research firm Eviderus, KBLA Talk 1580 consistently emerged as the station of choice for black audiences in the Los Angeles media market and beyond. The survey also revealed that the vast majority of black audiences are concerned about the lack of black-owned media and are more likely to listen to talk radio that focuses on issues that impact the black community. For some reason, the other talk stations haven't quite figured that out.
If you think about KFI, well, KFI only has like a 3% black listenership. 3%. So there's a good 97% out there to support a station like KBLA.
At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black.
I'm Zoe Williams, the voice of reason. If your relationship is in trouble, I'm the dude to call. Has your soulmate become your cellmate? Does black love still exist? What are your bedroom turnoffs? Fantasies and fetishes. Financial infidelity. I'm dating a fat person. Are they worth the wait? Trust me, this gonna be crazy.
How about the heavy stuff?
The child wasn't his, and he still had to pay child support.
It's a very heated topic.
How was that right?
Mama's baby, daddy's maybe.
I just have so many questions I want to ask you.
I just like to kiss. Is there something wrong with that?
Damn.
He told me he had a vasectomy. I'm pregnant.
Betrayal has been committed.
Hit you with the bad pipes routine.
How does he maintain his humposity?
He likes it when it pinches my nip.
Why can't you open up, brother?
I'm a karate man. Karate man rules on the inside. They don't show their weaknesses.
Yeah.
How do you write women so well?
Zoe Williams,
Reason and accountability.
the voice of reason.
When your spouse has a complaint about you, your initial instinct can be to get defensive, especially depending on how your spouse says it. It might come out when your husband or wife is angry or hurt or annoyed. Like maybe it's the 50th time that you left your dirty towel on the bedroom floor and she just can't take it anymore. Or maybe it's the third time that you moved your husband's tools even though he told you to never touch them, but they were right in the middle of the kitchen table and honestly, you just had to. Not that I've ever done that, not that I am guilty of that by association. Totally am. But honestly, think about it. When we are dating, we tend to let more things slide because we are focused on that next thing. The concert we're going to next week, maybe getting engaged, wanting to get married, whatever it might be, our focus is forward. So we're more likely to let things that annoy us or get on our nerves slide a little bit. And honestly, we probably think, they'll change. Over time, their habits that I don't like, they'll just change. But once we get married, we aren't looking forward towards anything anymore. We've already gotten married, and we begin to get stuck in what's happening now around us. And those things that used to annoy us about our husbands or our wives that we let slide when we were dating, or maybe we even thought were kind of cute, start to become very annoying. And maybe even more than annoying. Maybe they had habits where they would correct you in public or do things like that. And now you can't stand it. And now you feel disrespected by it. And now if they do it one more time, you're going to lose your mind. You probably have some complaints about your spouse, and your spouse has some complaints about you as well. But these complaints don't have to ruin our marriage. They can actually end up making our marriage better depending on how we handle it when our spouse brings up a complaint about us to us. What tends to happen is we don't bring up these things with our spouse that annoy us or frustrate us or that hurt our feelings. We stuff it down until a straw breaks the camel's back. And then it can tend to come out as an attack. I can't believe that you act like a complete pig, leaving all of your dirty clothes and towels on the floor. What in the world is wrong with you? Or maybe it's, I told you 100 times not to touch my stuff. Are you stupid? Can you not hear me? That's typically how it ends up.
Are you stupid? Wow. Are you stupid?
I'm a grown man. So.
Let's give my brother Sean. Listen, we having a heavy topic, Sean. We're talking about why do some spouses become angry when they get corrected by their significant other? How do you correct your significant other? Like, how do you guys, a lot of people don't like to be corrected, even if it's by family or our significant other, our spouse. Sean, what are your thoughts?
Well, it is a heavy topic, but here's the thing: there is a nuance. So I'm going to give you the nuance. Here it is. You know, I haven't been married as long as our brother that was talking for 51 years, but you know what? That relationship's worked for that long. So whatever he's doing and she's doing, keep doing that.
Right.
'Cause it's working, right? That's what I say. But, you know, the thing that I take, maybe, I don't know if it has to do with sports and playing all that. When someone cares enough to tell you you're doing something wrong, they care about you. They're trying to improve you, and it doesn't mean they're right or wrong. But in my personal situation, my better half, you know, here, you know, I'm kind of chatty. I've been known to call in
We know.
talk radio shows.
No, we hip, dog.
Yeah.
We hip to the chattiness. You part of the movement now. Go ahead, Sean.
Well, but you see, I grew up in the Bay Area, right? And so I don't like the term code switching. I don't like the term ebonics. None of that. I've been to Brazil many a times. It's a dialect. I can talk to all kinds of people, but it's in my DNA now. So I put out words and phrases and stuff that wouldn't be like, you wouldn't put that on a legal form, right? You wouldn't put that in a perfect English thing. I mess up the English language all the time. And so my better half will, in private, tell me, no, that's, you know, hey, I don't want anyone thinking you're saying something and they don't think you're smart, right? But the thing of it is, she knows, I know they know you're smart, but do you know what you're saying? But here's the kicker, because I just talked to her, is that I grew up in a different place where we had to talk in all kinds of different dialects. So I actually learned a lot of those dialects, and I'm very proud of that. But, you know, it's in my, even on the baseball field, brother, or even on a basketball court and stuff, you know how we all talk. We have a way to talk that communicates so the other team doesn't know what you're saying. And that's so important. And I still do that all the time. She loves me more than anything because she's trying to make sure I don't sound stupid in front of certain people. It isn't an insult, because if she wouldn't say anything and not be curious about the way I'm communicating, then I would be worried.
Thank you, Sean, man. Once again, you in Reno, Nevada, not in the Bay, but that's okay. Close enough. We appreciate you, brother, for dropping jewels like you always do. You got a seat at the table if you want to bring your city in the building. All you got to do is call me at 1-800-920-1580. We got Jacksonville. We got Austin, Texas. The phone lines are ringing, and I'm going to be talking to you when we come forward.
Reasons. The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings won't disappear. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
The Los Angeles Urban League and Parkside Economic Development Corporation are working to close the wealth gap between black and white households. B-Warp, the Black Wealth Attainment and Retention Program's free virtual workshops will help your family acquire, gain, maintain, and pass down legacy wealth. Learn from the experts about making more with what you have, the Black History of Money, joining the Smart Investors Club, preserving your assets in tough times, crypto, cash in or cash out, the wealthy mind and body. Register for this free series that could change your financial future at laul.org/BWAARP. Don't miss B-Warp, the Black Wealth Attainment and Retention Program, every second and fourth Thursday in February, March, and April at 6 p.m. Pacific Time. Register now at laul.org/BWAARP.
Do you struggle with occasional nerve aches in your hands or feet? Try Nervive Nerve Relief from the world's #1 nerve care company. Nervive tablets contain alpha-lipoic acid to relieve nerve aches, weakness, and discomfort, plus B-complex vitamins to support healthy nerve function as you age. Live life with less nerve discomfort with Nervive Nerve Relief. Learn more at nervivehealth.com. And try Nervive Pain Relieving Cream to block nerve pain signals at the source. Use as directed.
For the ones finding new ways to ensure the job always gets done. For the ones wearing many hats. For the ones who are hands-on, even from far away. And the ones keeping business moving forward. We are Grainger, offering professional-grade industrial supplies, plus real-time product availability and access to experts ready to answer your toughest questions. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
When you're an innovative business, every blinking cursor, every blank page is an opportunity. What will you do with it? Will you make something better or create something new? Our Dell Technologies advisors provide you with tools and expertise to do incredible things. Because we believe there's an innovator in all of us. For advice on smart PCs powered by Intel V Pro that's built for business, call a Dell Technologies advisor at 877-ASK-DELL.
Heart failure, carpal tunnel syndrome, shortness of breath, stomach issues, lower back pain. How does it all add up? If you have heart failure and any of those seemingly unrelated symptoms sound familiar, it's time to talk with your cardiologist and get the full picture. They may add up to transthyretin amyloid cardiomyopathy. ATTR-CM is a rare and underdiagnosed disease. Recognize the signs and discuss them with your doctor soon. Learn more at connectwithyourheart.com. That's connectwithyourheart.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Microphone check up. 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 Riggedy row, give me the gadzooks, here I go, so riggedy flame on, Geronimo, yo, I biggity burn, biggity rubber when I blabber, great, I biggity make the Wonder Twins, the actor, fake, it's crazy, I'm biggity breaking backs and busting lips, I biggity freak, Gladys Knight, and those freaking pips, shrimps, I'm biggity making enough noise like Bam Bam, throw boulders from bedrock, till dead drop, I slam man, so check it, I biggity wreck it quick, oh shucks, I give it to that big ducks like Daddy War,
hip-hop turns 50 in August. Man, tonight is on fire, man. All my songs basically are about being checked. Microphone check. DOS effects. The 90s were forever changed when these guys dropped on the scene. They didn't last that long.
No, they didn't.
But boy, did they! That first album had such an impact, man. Man, that was a great record. So let me just go back to Dr. Delana. She says, talk about making an agreement to not let each other stay in weakness. That's heavy.
It is.
Right? We're going to agree. Me and my girl, we're going to agree. You and your wife, we're going to agree. If you even sense an inkling of Cottonelle, if you even sense an inkling of Doctor's Cotton anywhere around me, you have to pull me to the side and be like, yo. So she said, making an agreement to not let each other stay in weakness. That's powerful. And I want to read this again. She said, women who have not been corrected by their fathers, i.e. who have daddy issues stored in her, will struggle with correction and male leadership.
Absolutely.
She flipped it and said, men with critical and emotional unavailable mothers, a.k.a. the mother narcissist, will struggle to accept / feel a woman's correction / criticism. They can't / won't see it. Deflection, rage, withhold love, stonewall, abuse. Because mama was distant. So somebody that close step in and say, hey, man, I know you ain't been loved like this. It might seem like it's an attack because it didn't come from mom.
Absolutely.
Your thoughts?
No, absolutely. Not only that, I feel like it reveals all of those, everything that, so I've found that people who grew up in very difficult, with difficult childhoods, and I've always said you can blame your childhood for your problems right up until the point where you realize your childhood is the reason for your problems, right?
Well, come on.
At that point, you have to start looking at how do I, now that I recognize the problem, how do I change it? Now, I retract that statement to some extent because what I did not realize was when you've been loved properly, it can be a very emotional experience, right? Because now it's not about receiving the proper love. Now you go into what I consider a mourning stage
Yeesh.
over the fact that you recognize I was abused. You know, I was neglected. I was treated very badly up until someone actually took the time to love me properly.
Right.
And now you have to account for all of that time.
Come on.
Especially if you don't get loved properly into your 30s or your 40s. That's 40 years. That's 4 decades of reconciling abuse and neglect and shame and hurt and all of that stuff.
And then this person is right in front of you.
Yeah.
And now it's time for us to relate.
Yeah.
Whoa, the phone lines are on fire. Let's get them in here. Mimi from Jacksonville, Florida. Holla at us, Mimi.
Hi, Zoe. Hi, Tony. Hi,
Hey, Mimi.
everyone.
Hey.
Hey. Tonight's show is really enlightening. It's very powerful, and I appreciate it. And the first thing I want to say is Mr. Randy is from a different generation, but I respect what he said because it worked for him and his wife. I would love to hear what she has to say, though, but it works for them.
See, I don't like that. I don't like that, Mimi. I don't like that.
Me
and look, me and Tony perked up soon as I want to hear from his wife.
Right.
I want to hear what she has to say because he was doing all of that. Like, we hear you, Mimi. This ain't right, Mimi.
Mimi is suggesting an alternative ending.
No, it was just that some of the things he said was a little caveman-ish. A little bit, but I realized he's like probably in his 70s, and he sounds like he was there for his children, and he just was a man all the way, and he just did it, But some of us are younger, and I'll just speak for myself. I think constructive criticism is fine. I mean that seriously. But I think it's all about respect. And some men, maybe not y'all, pop off at, say, your partner in public at birthday parties and just inappropriate places. And if, say, I do the same thing, he has a problem. That's not
double standard. The double standard. I got you.
Double standard. Exactly.
The pop
It's
off
about
double
respect.
standard. I get it.
But Mimi, what if the issue is so egregious that it requires a pop off?
You would have to define what an egregious issue or situation or circumstance is to justify
Yes.
a public pop off.
Yeah.
Because I'm very sweet. I'm just a Southern Belle sweet woman. And it takes a lot for me to pop off. But if you take me there, I will curse you all the way out in front of anybody.
See? But hold
but
on.
you have to take
Wait,
me there.
Mimi.
In front of your mama. I will do it. I have
Mimi.
done
In
it.
front of my
Stop
mama.
it. Mimi,
I
not
have
in
done
front
it.
of my mama now.
In front of
Stop.
my mama, Mimi.
You agreed with me.
Mimi, let me just say this.
You agreed, though.
Mimi,
Yes.
popping
I'm
off
listening.
makes the pop offer look worse than the one receiving the pop off.
Definitely.
So it don't see. I think people really like popping off.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying?
I
It makes
don't.
the person who's popping off look worse. So you containing or remaining demure and respectful and having a modicum of decency, all of that makes you look good.
Yeah. When they go low.
Yeah.
When they go low, you go high.
Like Michelle Obama.
Yeah.
I love her. But I'm sure
It's,
she's had her moments
it's not enough to
in
love her now.
private.
You
I
said
know
you'll
she's
cuss
had her
somebody
moments.
out in front of their mama.
Mimi said when they go low, I'm taking their mama with me.
Wow, Mimi, come on.
No, it wasn't like that. I'm a very sweet.
Now you sell.
very
Now you're a
sweet.
salesman.
Yeah.
I'm sweet after cussing your mom out. See, this is that.
No, I didn't curse his mom out. I cursed him out in front of his
mom.
mother. She knows what she
Pisces,
raised.
right?
She knows what she raised.
You're Pisces, right?
I'm a Cancer.
No, water sign. It makes all the sense.
She knows what she raised. So
She-
it's my mama's fault that I.
No, you know if your son is crazy.
But it's crazy to pop off on him in front of his mother. What about you? You guys are gender partners, women.
Well, can I ask you something? Why did she agree with me, though? Why did his mom say you were right for that?
See,
You know?
his mother agreeing with you was more on gender code than you going off in front of her.
Perhaps. I don't know exactly what that means, but I know she agreed with me.
But could it be that you're just an extension of my mother's trauma?
Right. Maybe my mom's still mad at my daddy.
Right.
And you did what she couldn't do with my pops.
And I look just like him. So.
You know, sometimes y'all, some of y'all do things. You know, I when I'm in a relationship, I give my man space. He can go to the cigar lounge, the game, whatever. I have my girlfriends. I'm fine. And then everything's fine. And if something isn't done a certain way, he goes off like it's the end of the world. And it's like, okay, it wasn't that serious. But what's the problem? Why are you going off on me on something so simple?
Oh, okay.
Nothing.
So you think? No, I'm gonna ask a question. You think, for whatever he went off on you on, was simple, right?
Yes,
and something
it was
small, something that could have been dealt with behind the scenes, right?
Privately, you don't go off on somebody at a birthday party, do you? Is that?
Well, Tone and I are in agreement here. You don't go off on your partner. You don't pop off on your partner in front or in public. You don't do that.
Yeah.
That's you wait till you get to the crib. Now, most people can't hold water, let alone disappointment.
Yeah.
So the rest of the evening is going to be terrible. So you might as well
leave.
Soon as it happens, you might as well leave, get in the car, go home, check each other, and maybe try to make it back to the event. Tone?
I agree. If I feel a need to pop off, and I have censored myself, I've quieted the pop off voice inside of me, then we're leaving, and we're gonna have a very one way conversation on the way home.
You gonna be talking in the car?
That's it.
Just you?
Just me.
Can I just ask y'all to make a one quick statement?
Go ahead.
It basically was, we were at this birthday party, and this is with my ex, and this guy was, I thought friendly, he thought flirtatious. I wasn't getting that vibe. So he became upset about that right then and there. And I thought, there was a better way to handle that because it really wasn't my fault.
Now,
Someone's doing that.
Did he bring it to your attention and you discounted what he was saying? Like, did he say this dude is flirting with you, and then did you reply, no, he's not, he's just being friendly?
Wow, y'all really do think alike, don't you? Wow. Yes.
Okay.
Well, yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm going to say it's a red flag
Yeah.
for you.
Yes.
If he's complaining that somebody is flirting with you. I'm going to tell you why. He got you.
Right.
You're with him.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're an attractive woman and the dude is some other dude is peeping you at some public event, so what?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, she's coming with you. And unless he touches you or gets physical, then he's really paying you a compliment, brother.
Yeah. That's how I take. My wife is exceptionally beautiful. And I would run myself ragged if I checked every man that flirted with my wife. It would be exhausting.
Yeah.
And what I see it as, no matter how long this conversation lasts, at the end of the night, when I jiggle these keys, she coming home with me.
Hey!
And I don't mean that literally, like she a cat or anything like that. I'm just saying when it's time to go.
I thought Pavlov's dog.
No, I'm not conditioning my wife with keys. But when I
everybody in here laughing at the key right now.
what I
Is
meant
she
was,
in here? Because it's not gonna be good.
Thank God. When I tell her it's time to go, she's leaving with me. So there's no reason for me to get upset. So that to me is a sure sign of insecurity.
Somebody said sunken place sound effects. Hey, listen, Mimi, we love you. Thank you for calling in. Thank you for being patient. Great call. Jacksonville, Florida is in the building because of Mimi. If you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call me at 1-800-920-1580. I see my people on the line. Who's been on the longest? Reggie, Austin, Texas. Let's get schooled.
Man, it's only a few things in this world that I take seriously. You know, a lot of things are just not that serious to me. You know what I'm saying? Respect is serious,
right?
And if you disrespect me, that's an issue. Man, I remember I was watching this documentary on Charlie Parker, and somebody asked him how he became a great saxophone player. He said, "I practice 8 hours a day. I put in a solid 8 hours a day, and when I get on the bandstand, I forget all that stuff and just wail."
Wow.
So the best stuff is in him. You don't have to practice. The best part of you is in you. And even if he hit a wrong note, it's coming from an honest place.
Right.
Well, it's the same thing with this scenario we're talking about. You know, even if I say something that's incorrect, it's coming from a right place. I mean, it's not an essential. It's not even important. It's something that's unimportant. And you spend essential energy on stuff that's unimportant or important.
Well, let me
point out the essential, Fab. Point out the essential. I get that. I don't have no problem with. Go ahead.
Let me point this out.
Mm-hmm.
What if you're coming from a good place? Your intention is right, and you're trying to check your partner. You're trying to correct your partner. You're trying to advocate for your partner by giving them information. But what if your tone and delivery is all wrong? Then what?
Well, most of communication is nonverbal. So your tone is part of all that communication. That's part of the nonverbal stuff. I'm not looking at exactly what you said. I'm looking at the way it's delivered.
That's what I'm saying. If the tone and delivery is
right,
off.
Absolutely. So I'm not going to hear what you're saying because it's shrouded in a bunch of foolishness.
Right.
What you want me to do? Like, I mean, give me a chance to be the best person I can be. And I can't be the best person I can be if you're treating me like a child or if you're trying to son me or you know what I'm saying? You just give me the chance to be the best person I can be, and I'm going to do that for you. I'm not going to be with somebody that I have to treat like a child.
I'm going to ask both men here. You guys are here. You guys are my guests right now. I want to ask the question. Do you think women try to son men more now than they did back in the, let's say, 80s, 70s, 60s, and back?
I would say yes, and only because I think men allow it. I really do. I'll be honest. I think that the idea that you can son a man, even a man sonning another man, it's really about what you like. The young lady that the clip that you played earlier, it's those things you let slide during the dating process that become a part of the culture of your relationship during the marriage, right?
Man, listen, hold on, Tone. Reggie, Tone, hold tight. Nazarene X has joined too. Atlanta, Georgia. Hold tight. When we come forward, they're going to finish answering the question of being sunned under the guise of being corrected.
He's on fire tonight. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Julius White. Here's the latest from the Black Information Network. Former President Trump's legal team doesn't want cameras in the courtroom where he'll face charges related to a hush money deal to an adult film star. Trump attorney Joe Tacopina told Forbes the legal team is opposed to the idea. Trump is expected to take a mugshot and be fingerprinted, but will reportedly not be handcuffed or take the traditional perp walk for security reasons. 2 workers are dead after getting trapped in a trench at New York's JFK airport. Emergency workers on the scene tried to rescue the workers, but they were both pronounced dead after being pulled out. An investigation is underway. And a Virginia teacher who claims school administrators ignored reports of a 6-year-old student carrying a weapon is filing a lawsuit. Abigail Werner was hospitalized after the student shot her in the chest in January. I'm Julius White on your home for 24/7 News, the Black Information Network, and BINnews.com.
Need an accident attorney by your side? All you got to do is call the Accident Guys.
Injured in a car accident or at work? The Accident Guys can come to you almost anywhere, so you don't have to come to us. Se habla español.
KBLA Talk 1580, covering news and breaking news first.
Breaking news here. We've been covering this every day since the trial began. USA v. MRT. The verdicts are in. The jury has found LA City Councilman Mark Willie Thomas guilty on a number of counts.
Keep it locked to KBLA Talk 1580 for news and analysis about the things that matter most to you. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580, and we've got your black.
Thanks to our new sponsor, Lendistry. Lendistry is a national Black-led small business lender that is headquartered in Los Angeles. Lendistry helps small business owners access the affordable capital needed to grow. Visit Lendistry, LENDISTRY.com/KBLA today.
KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA Talk 1580 reminding you that we keep us safe. The Center for the Pacific Asian Family was founded to help address domestic violence and sexual assault in the Asian and the Pacific Islander communities. The Center for the Pacific Asian Family's mission is to build healthy and safe communities by addressing the root causes and consequences of family violence and violence against women. They are committed to meeting the specific cultural and language needs of the Asian and Pacific Islander women and their families. CPAF's vision is of an Asian and Pacific Islander community that embraces healthy relationships and works in partnership with other communities to eradicate all forms of violence. To access services, volunteer, or for more info, visit nurturingchange.org. At KBLA Talk 1580, we believe everyone deserves to be safe. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
All I need is one mic.
For KBLA Talk 1580, I'm Tavis Smiley with a KBLA editorial. I've said it all along. Presumption of innocence, fundamental fairness, due process. Convicted now on 7 counts in his federal bribery case, LA City Councilman Mark Willie Thomas scarcely got 1, and his chances of getting the other 2 were slim to none, and Slim was out of town. Did you hear the jury forewoman's comments? The jurors were confused by the jury instructions, confused by the answers to the almost 12 questions they sent to the judge. She acknowledged that some jurors were not even paying attention. And she said the jury knew that the $100,000 contribution from MRT was legal, but the way the jury instructions were written made them feel like they had to find MRT guilty of wire fraud. Again, those are her words. So let me offer you just 3 questions that I want you to ponder. 1, why do you think the U.S. government spent millions of dollars of your money going after an alleged $100,000 bribe? 2, USC is in the news almost daily, it seems, for yet another violation of some law or the contestation of somebody else's humanity. But unlike all the other cases, they didn't get caught by some LA Times investigation. No, USC walked this particular case involving a powerful black leader into the U.S. Attorney's Office. Who made that decision, and how and why was it made? 3, while all the focus is on the indictment of Donald Trump, are you paying attention to all the other high-profile black elected officials that are being targeted across the nation by the Justice Department? Joe Biden's Justice Department. I'll let you marinate on that for a second. The judge in one case involving a high-profile black elected threw the charges out and told the government to kick rocks. It doesn't matter who's in charge. The hunting season for black folk is always open. I do not purport to know what's next for MRT. What I do know is that his legacy of love and service to our community is intact. What I do know is that God can turn your shipwreck into a submarine. As for all the rest of us, be vigilant, be sober, be circumspect. Just because you don't believe in conspiracy theories don't mean they ain't after you. For KBLA Talk 1580, I'm Tavis Smiley. We, of course, welcome your comments.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. You're listening to the voice of reason with Joe Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
You need to stop playing around with all the clowns and the wanksters. Good girls gotta get down with the gangsters. Go ahead, girl, put some back and some neck up on it. While I stand up in the background and check up on it.
Ooh, boy, you're looking like you like what you see. Won't you come over and check up on it? I'ma let you work up on it. Ladies, let him check up on it. Watch it while he check up on it. Dip it, pop it, talk it, stop and check on me. If you got it, flown it, boy, I know you want it. While I turn around, you watch me check up on it. You watching me shake it, I see it in your face. You can't take
Turn
it,
her
it's
off,
blazing.
Andy. Turn her off. I only played the record because it had check up on it. And check. I'm going to check Beyonce. If Beyonce is my wife, I'm checking her.
What she do, man?
Nothing. She too damn pretty. Pretty girls need to be checked. They got to be reminded.
Just arbitrarily,
Yeah. Say, what is this?
Come here. Come here.
Let me talk to you. I'm sorry, ladies. We're just having a great time tonight. We're trying to figure out, what's the best way to check your spouse. I would say the best way is to negate criticizing them, right?
Okay, wait. Because you clowned me for the way I pronounced anals. Annals.
Hey.
Annals.
Whoa.
You said negate. I think you mean negate. See,
Negate?
I'm being pedantic right now.
Well, and if you do this on the radio, I know it's happening at the house.
Negate. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Nugate.
Negate. Go ahead.
Negate.
It's your show. You say whatever you want, man.
Negate. I'm going to say it the way I... See, criticizing right here. Right? You got to stop making your spouse the punchline. You got to stop beating up on them. Because oftentimes when our partner is down, we will kick them. I'm telling you. I've seen it happen.
Yeah. You
got to stop sharing the details of your relationship. See, because if you feel like you're not being heard, you're going to go tell somebody. You're going to speak on it. Many people do that. Yeah. And next thing you know, people are looking at you different at the grocery store because they know the inside scoop of something they shouldn't know.
Yeah. And what's worse is when you've let it go, they haven't.
Ooh. Jeez. Stop treating your spouse like a child. Because oftentimes the criticism comes with, this marginalization or this making the partner smaller than they really are. Narcissists get married.
Yeah.
Let's not. They got wedding rings.
Multiple marriages.
Yeah. Oh, God. I'm just saying, if you want to criticize or critique or offer insight to your partner, it has to be done with humility and respect. And I would say empathy. You have to empathize with them and say, look, you need to understand my intent. My only intent is to see you in your best light.
Yeah.
So I would never come to you with anything that would make you feel small, make you feel unheard, make you feel disrespected. Please hear where I'm coming from and the intent behind it.
Yeah.
You should never go out with mismatched hoop rings, earrings. Listen, you should take off 9/10 of the makeup you gotta, because you beautiful without it, babe. I love your real skin. But you gotta stop going by Earl Shine. You got to stop getting the full foundation paint.
Not Earl's. I'll paint that car for $39.99.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
But you gotta preface it right.
But is that, are we privy to critiquing our spouse's external? I mean, should we have an opinion about what our spouse wears?
That's one of the most superficial things we do.
Yeah.
The brother called early. We love Randy from Watts.
Randy Watson.
Randy said she kept herself up.
She kept herself up.
Listen, man, that's one of the critiques old school men have. Listen, I got with you. You were a size 3. You had that baby. You went up to size 7. I was thinking about leaving. But you pulled it together. You saved our love.
Yeah.
Andy, he did? But do you understand what I'm saying?
No,
Like,
yeah.
I mean, there are a lot of men who are like, I'll leave you if you blubberfy.
And I
women too. Let's not act like women don't leave.
But it's different though. You didn't drop 2 or 3 kids. I mean, you can't expect her to go back to the way she was when you were dating.
A lot of men, hey,
that's not.
A lot of men make women feel horrible.
That's crazy.
Look at you.
That's crazy.
You're all over the place after these kids. Like, I'm telling you, man.
You gonna eat another slice of pizza?
Another? Jesus. Reggie, get back in here, brother.
Man, y'all clowning, man. Y'all clowning. It's real though. The question you asked, man, as far as like women, son, and men, is it easier now? I think it's easier now because sexes or genders are more equal now than they were 30 years ago. And so it's not like such a far way between the two. And really, the social graces that we have between the two genders are different now than before. If you put your hands on your partner, that's a huge no-no now.
Yeah,
whereas yesterday, it was not acceptable, but it was more allowed yesterday,
right.
Like 30 years ago. And so that's just people evolving. I mean, that's evolution right there. So that's a good thing. The last thing really I wanted to say, man, is if you critique me, don't use hyperbole when you critique me. If you compare your woman to a Buick paint job at Earl Shive, that ain't gonna end well for you.
It's
you know
not.
What I mean?
It's
That's just
not
not gonna end well. And everybody knows that because it's like, I mean, come on, you don't like what she's doing, but if you compare it to a Buick, bro, what you doing?
It's over.
You know
it's
what I'm
over.
saying?
No,
Yeah,
but you raise a great point. Comparison,
Yeah.
in the critique is really toxic.
It's really toxic.
You compare her to another woman.
Yeah.
To your
See,
mama.
look at your sister. Your sister
Right.
kept herself together. She had as many kids as you had. Now look at your sister.
Our sister
That's
Brenda
real.
down at the church. She got more kids than you.
Do you see what I'm saying? Comparison is very toxic.
Yeah,
Reggie,
man.
man, great
That's
points,
real.
brother. Great
Great
points,
call,
man. Thank you for the call.
All right, man.
You brought Austin, Texas in the building. If you want to bring your city in the building, you know what you got to do. All you got to do is call me at 1-800-920-1580. We're talking about how to gently, respectfully pull your partner's coattails. Your partner should be your biggest advocate.
Yes.
Your partner should be able to pull your coattails
Absolutely.
in private.
Yeah.
Your partner's, your intimate or your significant other, she should be the inner circle, that first person in the inner. If you're the president of you,
Yeah.
she should be the vice president.
Absolutely.
She should be able to say, hey, man, you messing up the brand.
Yeah.
Come here.
Now, does her critique, does my critique have to be in line with what you said you wanted for yourself, or is it okay for it to be for me what I want for you? Does that make sense?
See, here's the thing. I'm the president and CEO of me.
Yeah.
What I want for me takes precedent.
Sure.
And as my VP of me, you should be trying to help me get to what I want for me. Now, if you come in with some newfangled ideas,
I've been looking at you. And I got some ideas.
No, listen.
I've been looking at the schematics of you.
Your whole plan for you is trash.
You're never gonna finish this.
Your VP should be able to bring that to you.
Yeah.
But it's how she brings it to you. When we come forward, we're going to talk to our brother in Atlanta to rebut his girlfriend, ex-girlfriend. They're going to be on fire tonight when we come forward.
Is it good to you? More Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams when we come forward.
Join Black Wealth Matters, an educational series as we explore and explain the Black College Athletes Playbook in a 5-part series starting April 6th. Dr. Devarian Baldwin, an award-winning scholar and author, seen in Time, CNBC, and more, helps us follow the college dollars. Coach John Mosley, fan favorite of Netflix's docuseries Last Chance U, covers the new world of the college athletes. David McGriff, one of the leaders in the NIL and sports world and owner of the McGriff Agency, explains NIL and the effects on Black athletes. Keisha Richardson gives the challenges of raising a Black athlete. And last, for the bonus series, we want to give athletes the tools to capitalize from their name and likeness with swimming bronze medalist from the 2021 Paralympics, Jamal Hill. There is no cost for the series. It's a live webinar. Questions are welcome. Register on KBLA1580.com.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
The rent is too damn high. KBLA joins you in calling for affordable housing. The LA Tenants Union is a diverse, tenant-led movement fighting for the human right to housing for all. The LA Tenants Union demands safe, affordable housing and union rent control. They organize against landlord harassment, mass evictions, and displacement, and mobilize for the repeal of the Ellis Act and Costa-Hawkins Act. The LA Tenants Union is on a mission to strengthen tenants' political power through education, advocacy, and direct action. To get help with your eviction or other landlord-tenant issues, take action for justice, or become a member, visit latenantsunion.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
The double steak grilled cheese burrito is back at Taco Bell. And in case you didn't know, it's stacked. Yeah, packed inside it is a double serving of premium grilled marinated steak and a melty 3-cheese layer. Then on top of that, it has a layer of grilled bubbly cheese on the outside. Yeah, the outside. Why? Probably because it refuses to be caged in by the confines of its tortilla walls. Or maybe just to add more cheesy flavor.
Double steak grilled cheese burrito. Get one today, only at Taco Bell. At participating U.S. Taco Bell locations for a limited time only while supplies last. Double the steak claim as compared to steak quesadilla. Contact store for hours and participation which vary.
This world has its limits, but in the all-new, all-electric Nissan Ariya, you've got a world of possibilities. You can leave it all behind in serene interiors. Or you can go after it with available E-Force all-wheel drive. Go your way in the all-new, all-electric Nissan Ariya. Nissan Ariya with E-Force not yet available for purchase. Expected availability early 2023, subject to change. E-Force all-wheel drive is an optional feature. E-Force cannot prevent collisions or provide enhanced traction in all conditions. Always monitor traffic and weather conditions.
You know you want some more. More. It's the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Whoa, yeah. I know it's not too ghetto. I know it's not too ghetto. I said I know it's not too ghetto. You better check yourself, respect yourself. You better go for self because I flow for self. I'll tell you why there's no love. Simply you're not cool enough for what we have between us. Don't you know you lost my trust? Yeah. Where you been?
Hey, this is the record. This is the record she gonna play when you try to check her. She gonna be like, you get no love. You gonna try to check her, and this is gonna be the new record.
I can't deal with these anthems.
Whatever you do, it
She put the color purple on it.
Man, jeez.
Everything you touch.
Everything you touch. You disrespected me, boy.
You do right by me.
Everything gonna fall apart. Now, we had somebody in the chat. You guys hear from him all the time. It's Heru Ali. And he said something that was quite powerful, and I want to bring Nazarene X in on this too, with Tony. He says, I'm convinced that if a woman doesn't have a reverence, a.k.a. fear of you, her man, how do you think you can protect her? Now, I don't know if that is on topic or off topic, but how can somebody check you if they're scared of you?
Yeah, I don't want my wife to be scared of me.
Nazarene, do you want Tiffany to be scared of you?
That's messed up. Now you know damn well.
Hey, look, man, I think it might be a perfect time to drop it in there, yeah. One thing I done heard from one of my uncles is like, you can think what you want, but 2 bullets to the head to change all that.
Wow.
Whoa.
It's violent.
Okay, all right. Is this the episode of Power? What are we doing? What happened? You get rich and die trying video shoot? What?
Plain and simple. Plain and simple, man. So it's like, just keep a step and stay on your square, man.
So
I wouldn't say it's good to have fear. Oh, yeah, go ahead.
No. Go ahead, brother. You was answering the question.
Oh, sure. I was saying, like, it's I wouldn't say it's not good to, I wouldn't say it's a good thing to have fear be the driving force or like the guide of your relationship, your individual being, or anything, period. I understand how an aspect of fear can be utilized when you're not running away from it, or basically when you're not letting fear rule over you, yet you're aware of that whole dynamic of perceiving danger and embracing your responsibility to protect yourself, those that you care for, the resources that are for your legacy, etc. You embrace that balance versus running from it. I understand maintaining that. So those that fall in line, like our brother Haru was speaking to, I believe, is just like, in terms of corrective behavior. Again, maybe in simple terms, it's just, again, like if you're aware of who you have on your team, you're aware of your partner, you don't want to, like, I guess, house an enemy. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's one thing to have a prisoner of war,
I see what you're
but
saying.
you're not, don't fool yourself. That kind
House
of goes
an
into
enemy. That's deep.
That's good.
House an enemy.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Love.
That's deep.
So yeah, it's how you speak on just framing things, keeping things to where they resonate within you and you can make sense of it. But also I was getting back to just that I know it's kind of funny earlier, to tie in that point with Slim. It's like sometimes you got to recognize when somebody's being, even in legal terms, it's like there's a thing called willful ignorance. So it's just like you can try, or like you can let somebody know something in truth, and at that point, it becomes beyond you if that person is just, they're aware of the truth, but they're deciding to go with their own version of reality, to say the very least, being so-called gentle with people that are voluntarily delusional. So it's like kind of a fine line to walk. And again, I don't want to lean into it too much, but I do feel like one big gem that I got from you years ago that really resonated with me is just about our dynamics and relationships, period.
Did you slip up and say a bad word? I'm trying to rock with you.
Dynamics?
Oh, go ahead.
Now, so I said one big gem. Oh, yeah, okay.
So you did.
I understand how the truth is offensive to the enemy. Nah, I'm just saying the truth is offensive to the enemy, period. So we talking this real. It might sound, we get into the core of it, but what you were speaking to is that it's important for people to be in alignment versus being right all the time.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So, like, yeah, we don't want to get caught up in correcting our partner and things like that. I think there are healthy ways to do it, but again, why bother at some point? Like sometimes just to like kind of get back on the whole thing of correcting my girlfriend, it ain't my girlfriend, this and the third. Like, it ain't even that. Like, Slim in the background of reality been knowing what it was. she just kind of you remember that movie? It's a Tyler Perry movie that they saw with an A with
Acrimony.
What's that young called? Yeah, Acrimony. Right. So shorty like kind of got like one of them acrimony type mindsets, but it ain't even like a cheating thing. But I've been told to like, because I deal with it on the real, like you could go the acrimony route all you want, but like in reality, this gonna be a really short film. So like,
it's a YouTube video.
We don't.
You understand? It's a YouTube short.
So,
short.
Yeah. So it's like
we
want to just speak to and what Brother Tony was speaking to, like I understand when somebody speaks to when they want something for themselves, and it's more like accountability partners. I think like that's a healthy way to look at your relationship dynamic, being an accountability partner. So doesn't mean being overbearing, but you are to be that force where it's like another heavy gem that you spoke to, Brother Tony, was just like, sounds like, or it was Brother Randy too. So it sounds like you're a partner speaking to your girl, Zoe, like your partner's intention,
right?
Or like their goal is for your success, and it's coming from that type of space. So they may not give you what everybody else, quote unquote, is going to give you on the outside, even if it to the outside world might seem a bit touchy. You know, you being in the thick of it, you understand, you can embrace it, you can soak up the gems from it and the good from it.
Right.
So just having that rapport with somebody really helps. But at the end of the day, love is love.
There you go, brother. We appreciate you, Nazarene X, Atlanta, Georgia.
ATL.
Hey, real quick, Tone, where can they follow you? How do they support your books? Everything, brother.
Please follow me on social media, Tony Massey Cooks on Instagram, TikTok, Fanbase, and Facebook. And then you can find all of my books. Just type in Tony Massey in the search bar on Amazon.com.
And it'll all come up.
It'll all come up.
There you go. Listen, again, I just like to have conversations that get people thinking. You want a healthy relationship? You got to be healthy with yourself. You want to have healthy conversations? You got to have healthy conversation with yourself.
Yeah.
If you beating yourself up, I'm sure when you start talking to your partner, you're going to beat them up using the same words you use to tear yourself down. Again, somebody on your team has to be able to come to you and correct you when your door is ajar. Remember the old Maximus? Your door is ajar.
Front door is ajar.
Yeah. You get what I'm saying? When you off, you got to have somebody that you trust, that you love, that loves you, that wants to see you win, be able to pull you to the side and say, it's okay. Nobody else knows this. Only I do.
Yeah.
And I'm here to tell you before somebody else sees you slipping.
What is that saying? Correct your queen's crown with, or fix your queen's crown without pointing out that it's crooked.
Yeah. Don't point it out.
Yeah.
Just walk by and nudge her crown. Just elbow her crown. Bow. Just throw a quick. She gonna think you hit her, but no, I'm fixing the crown. Ladies and gentlemen, we started the conversation. You finish it. My brother Danny Morrison is up next. He's going to keep the fire lit. We on fire tonight, and it's going to stay lit.
Boy, I thought I knew you well. People think you're my man. My man. They don't even understand because we ain't even in love. You know that you
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Julius White. Here's the latest from the Black Information Network. Former